Hello students, you are warmly welcome to Acid Kupwara, this ninth biology class, and it is the first lecture of our new topic and the last chapter of your bioscience, that's natural resources. You are all familiar with this topic, with these terms, yet I will repeat it so that you will remember in a best way. What natural resources are, you all know that to sustain our lives we need some proper resources. These resources are available naturally on our earth for the sustenance of life. How they are important for this for our survival, for every life form, we will see in a one by one. Natural resources are first we will take care air. You all know that whatever life form is on earth that needs air to live, that needs oxygen, mainly the component, because air is the blanket of gases. It includes it consists of various gases, the main gases being the nitrogen, which is the main component of our amino acids of our DNA. Nitrogen is in highest concentration, that is 78%. In 78% of air consists of nitrogen. Then comes carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is 0.03%. Then oxygen. No oxygen comes before the carbon dioxide. Oxygen is 21%. All the life forms need these gases in proper concentrations. For example, oxygen is needed by every organism, with few exceptions in the microbial world. Other than microbes, those microbes which don't need oxygen, they need all other gases. So you can see here how important air is. Without air we can't survive. So it's our moral responsibility to not to contaminate, not to pollute the air, and keep it safe for the future generations. Now comes the water. Water, you all know that apart from drinking, washing, etc., these are the basic things you know about water. Water is needed for every biological process, for our metabolism, for our catabolism inside our body. Every reaction takes place in the aqueous form. Our cells are dispersed in our body in the aqueous form. So water is needed everywhere in biological systems. Everywhere it is needed by plants, it's needed by animals, it's needed by microbes as well. It's needed by aquatic flora and fauna, it is needed by terrestrial fauna and flora. Now comes the forests. Forests, you all know that they are very important. They play very important role in the oxygen, in maintaining the oxygen concentration and carbon dioxide concentration in the air, because they have a major role in they contain a process called as photosynthesis, wherein they use carbon dioxide and they release oxygen. So we use that oxygen, and there becomes a balance in nature, in the environment. Then other than these two things, carbon dioxide oxygen balance, we use these forests for so many purposes. For furnitures, we clear sometimes trees for our own need. We deforestate trees, and then we build up houses, we built some factories there, but we should not do that. We should not pollute the forests. If we cut one tree, we should plant two trees instead of that one tree to compensate the loss and to use these resources in the judicial way. We should not pollute water. We should not throw hazardous chemicals in the water. That means industries, factories should be banned and should be banned to release the chemicals in the water bodies and in the air. And soil, now soil, you all know, is very much important for our settlement and the growth of plants. And we should not contaminate soil. We should not throw non-biodegradable substances on soil that does not get mixed in soil, and they deplete the soil fertility. We should always take care of these resources so our sustenance of life is will be good. Sorry. And our future generations will not sustain the loss. Now, what atmosphere is? There's a term in your this chapter, atmosphere. You all know that atmosphere is the surrounding of our Earth. In scientific terms, we call it as the blanket of gases that surround the Earth. What does this blanket of gases mean? I already explained here that atmosphere contains so many gases. It contains nitrogen, it contains oxygen, it contains carbon dioxide, it contains argon, it contains water vapors. In the vapor form, it contains water. It contains other gases also, but in traces. So we should never pollute the air, because when we pollute air, when we release chemicals in air, when we release hazardous gases in air, for example, when sulfur dioxide is released from a factory or industry, where chemicals are manufactured, where chemicals are used, what this sulfur dioxide does, it goes into the upper atmosphere. It reacts there with oxygen, and it reacts with water, and it forms H2SO4. This is a very harmful chemical, and it is known as sulfuric acid, H2SO4. It forms a very hazardous substance, H2SO4, which results in acid rain. And what it does, it destroys the monuments, it destroys the buildings. This atmosphere helps in maintaining the average temperature of Earth. How it helps in maintaining the average temperature of Earth? First, I will tell you that average temperature of Earth is 15 degrees Celsius. Overall temperature from North Pole, South Pole, equator, on average, it has 15 degrees Celsius. And these gases are responsible for maintaining this temperature, because there are certain gases, for example carbon dioxide. It has a natural tendency to capture the gases and to capture the rays, to capture the heat of sun, and it does not allow the sunlight to go back, so it maintains the temperature on our Earth. It prevents this atmosphere prevents sudden increase, sudden decrease in temperature. So a constant temperature is maintained on Earth. And I also already told you that these gases slow down the escape of heat to the outer space. Outer space means that space which is above the atmospheric layers, for example troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere. Above the mesosphere, that's called as outer space, and these gases prevent the heat to go to the outer space, so they keep our Earth in a well mannered temperature. They maintain the temperature of our Earth. So this was all about natural resources. Here is one concept of winds. why winds are caused. You all know that fast moving air is called as wind. Why these winds take place? They take place due to uneven heating of earth. You all know that earth is made up of poles, earth is made up of equator, and on equator you all know that it has a hot climate always, and on the poles it has a cold climate. And this is called as uneven heating, means that earth is not evenly heated, not heated everywhere same. For example, here is the land where the temperature is very high, and whenever temperature is high, there the water vapor content is low, air pressure is low. And here is another land patch where the air pressure is high, temperature is low, water vapor content is high. Obviously, when temperature is low, water vapors remain condensed in the air, and when temperature is high, water vapor get evaporated in the air. So winds flow from everything in this universe flows from higher concentration towards the lower concentration, and these winds, this air moves from higher concentration towards the lower concentration, because here is low concentration of air. Here the water vapors are evaporated, but here is the higher concentration, here is high density of this air. So air flows from higher concentration towards the lower concentration, and this movement is very fast, and this movement is called as wind. So this was all about the natural resources. Have a good time.